Hi, welcome to Lab Rat Sherry. Today I would like to answer a question that I heard over and over again during my work. That is, why certain lab result is completely normal at your hospital, but then all of a sudden flag abnormal at a different place, or vice versa. So if you are a patient, should you worry about it and asking ChatGPT what's wrong with you endlessly until you get a anxiety? Or if you are a new doctor, what things you need to take in consideration when you tell your patients certain flags that show up in their blood work report need to be worried or not? I'm going to share my screen, give you example, and also paper, free, accessible online, that explains what is normal value really good and what are the factors that contribute to building a normal range for clinical reference. Let's start with how normally a blood work report gonna be looks like for a patient. I'm using my chart as a example. Over here you can see these are the name of the test, and this little green bar is referring to the normal range of a test. If you falls in the normal range, it is happy and green, gives you a number, but then sometimes you will get a little flag saying if you are too high or too low. The problem comes from sometimes, whether you're a patient or a provider, you might feel like why this exact same value is being flagged high at one place and not flagged at the other place. Am I delusional? No, you are completely not. Let me use creatinine as an example. I'm bringing out one regional hospital and two reference hospitals. So over here, this is a regional hospital that provides service at northeast of United States. If you cross compare this reference range table with Mayo Clinic or Cleveland, you will find out that if you're a male that runs a creatinine at 1.3, you will be flagged high in Vermont, but completely normal at Mayo Clinic because they set up their high range at 1.35 instead of 1.25 in Vermont or 1.22 in Cleveland. For all three of these testing sites, they are accredited facilities. What happens to them is the different factors that contribute to determine their reference range could be slightly different from one testing site to the other. That's why I'm bringing this paper in front of you. Right here, this paper called Interpreting Normal Values and Reference Ranges for Laboratory Tests. It gives you a brief description about what are the sources that build the reference values for a laboratory and what are the mathematical process that determine that range. And then it talks about all the other factors that contribute to this reference interval other than the sources and calculation process. The example I gave you earlier for creatinine is a good example that age and gender are modifier. At the end of this paper, it does mention specifically to clinicians that if you are having a individual that getting test results across different testing sites, you need to have extra precautions on reviewing this patient's lab results, since different laboratory could have a slightly different variated reference ranges. Okay, that's all what I want to share with you today. Hopefully that answers your question. I will put the DOI link of this article in the description box. If you are interested in reading it yourself, go ahead. It is completely free and accessible online. Thank you for watching. This is Lab Rat Sherry, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode.